All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Mixtape Show. It is time for our Artist of the Week interview. And this week, man, we got a really dope artist, man. We're going to go a little bit left field on you guys, but you know how we do here on the show, man. We got an artist that goes by the name of Andrew Lozano. We're going to talk about his new project that he just released and pick his brain a little bit about it, man. So first and foremost, sir, welcome to the Mixtape Show.
Thanks for having me. Appreciate you.
Not a problem, man. So I listened to the project, Conceptualize. It's a really dope project. I'm into instrumentals heavy, and I love just listening to it. It kind of clears my mind. I call it my palate, my ear cleanser, palate cleanser. I'm always listening to lyrics and stuff like that, so it's always cool to hear just some soothing sounds to kind of jumpstart me. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, for sure.
So let's talk about this project. Just released here in January, and before we get into that, let's talk about you first, sir. Born and raised, and just kind of like your resume a little bit, and
Yeah.
when did creativity hit you and you started doing this?
Uh, well, let's see. Well, I actually was born and raised in San Jose, California. Bay Area, and moved around a little bit in the Bay, like San Francisco, and then back to San Jose, and then now we're recently, after 30 years, my wife and I moved up to Sacramento Elk Grove, California, which is 20 minutes from Sac. But growing up as a kid, man, I grew up in church. You hear it a lot, and my parents my dad was a musician. I got his record over here, like Christian Latin music.
Mhm.
And then his aunts and uncles, his mom was a famous singer in Mexico named Amanda. And I kind of always grew up with the church prayer meetings at the house, it was chill, and a lot of guitar playing and a lot of jazz guitar. And then I went on, I even toured with some of my relatives out in LA and watched them do their huge shows and stuff. And I was always fascinated with the whole music thing and Christian music. I listened to Andre Crouch when I was younger. But my parents listened to everything, they were into Hall & Oates and stuff. So I was always involved with like musicals. I was in an all boys or co-ed group called the Sylvandale Select in the Hood. I went to Sylvandale, for all you who know Sylvandale, and Andrew P. Hill. That's in Eastside San Jose. I wouldn't have it any other way. It was great. I used to skate to school like all the kids. But I was in a band in high school. We won a talent show. My band was called Roach. And as an adult, a little later, after 18 years old, man, I got into like an all jazz quartet type of band with the MC. We were like the Brand New Heavies. You heard of the Brand New Heavies?
Yeah, definitely, yeah.
Oh yeah, man. And we were all into Jamiroquai and all that stuff. But instead of doing covers, we did a couple of Stevie covers, but we did our own music. And we used to play at the Agenda Lounge in San Jose every Thursday night. We grew a name for ourselves. Well, at that time, we were kind of messing around with like electronic music, and it wasn't EDM back then, man. It was called house music, right? House music. That's what we call it. That's how I'm gonna keep it. I don't say those 3-letter words. Yeah. So when my drummer, and he's a really good jazz drummer named Joshua, took a hike, and then my MC and piano player did his own thing in LA or San Diego. I was left with myself and two band members named Josh and Jessica Marquez, and we decided to make a band called Unique, and we were on Ohm Records out of San Francisco. And I did that for a number of years, 10 years. So this is the first time I'm actually dabbling outside of the whole house music scene. A lot of my fans and friends and family are like, whoa, what are you doing? I brought things down to a slower tempo, 80 BPM up to 100. And that's where I'm at right now musically. A lot of influences, man, as you can hear on the album.
Definitely, man. It's definitely I love it, man. Like I said, I just love it because I'm huge into the Jay Dillas and
oh yeah,
those Q-tips. Those are my favorite producers, and
yeah, for sure.
I can hear a lot of those. I can even hear a lot of hip hop artists that can definitely do some things on here, man. So is this your first like official release?
I would say first album.
Okay.
Yeah, I've got a lot of EPs under my Unique profile name with my the brother and sister group I was in, Unique. And then after I moved up to Sacramento, distance and relationships with band members seems to deplete it. You know what I mean? We try to keep it together, but it's just too far to practice. And so we kind of went our separate ways, and we still connect. We may come up with something a little later, but this is my full album project, going this new direction. Cause I was always intrigued with like the whole down tempo lo-fi thing from like Mark Farina on Mushroom Jazz, So yeah, I just wanted to kind of just reveal another side of my musical talent, you know.
How long did it take you to put this together? This entire project?
Gotta say, bro, COVID hit, right? A lot of
Yeah.
musicians kind of like scurried to their studio, like, what are we gonna do? You know, like I can't tour, I can't gig, can't DJ. I have a full-time job. I work for a major tech company, so I'm secure on that section. But music has always been a passion. I love to tour, I love to play out, love the DJ. Um, this album was the easiest project I have ever put together.
Mhm.
Maybe it was the fires in California, maybe it was COVID, a little bit of both. In February, it was hot as hell, and I got to work from home because my company made accommodations for all of us to be safe, and our kids were able to be at home, you know, with the distance learning. My wife landed a new job working from home, and she hasn't been to the office yet.
Mhm.
So Conceptualize wasn't, I didn't even have a name for it.
Mhm.
I wrote a song called Honey. It was like a down tempo, kind of a cool track. And I played bass, played keys, played a little bit of guitar. And so I, you know, during my lunch breaks, I would write music, or I'd go sit in the backyard and listen. And I was kind of being my own critic.
Mhm.
And I started listening to a lot of chill cow, you know, like lo-fi stuff, because that was the mood I felt. Like everything was just so gloomy, but yet uh, it, there was like I had a certain taste on my tongue for this type of music, and I wouldn't want to call it lo-fi. I just really enjoyed the crackle, the tape, you know, degraded tape sound. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
And I'm like, I can do this,
Mhm.
and I did. I went for it, but I added a little bit more spices to it.
Yeah, yeah.
So
I like to call it that dusty music, where it sounds
yeah,
like you just
dusty
blew.
music, study beats.
Yeah.
But this one actually, I started in February and I finished it in November,
Okay.
and it was kind of scattered. Um, I really finished it in about 6 months, like from like mix and mastering,
Okay.
all from the studio you see here.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Well, I can definitely tell you, I hang out with a lot of MCs, and when I'm doing show prep and stuff, I listen to music, and I was listening to this project a couple of weeks ago, preparing for the
mm.
interview, and one of my MC friends was like, "Yo, who did that?" You know, he thought I was listening to a batch of beats for a project. I said, "No, no, no, I'm just listening for artists I'm interviews." He's like, I need to look him up real
Yeah,
quick. So
yeah.
that's like always the ultimate compliment. It's like, who did that? And they do that little head thing, like, who did that?
Oh, that's cool, man. That's cool. I've been getting a lot of great feedback. Yeah, just a whole lot of good stuff, man. I mean, a
Yeah.
whole bunch of people like yourself. So
So this is definitely a COVID baby that you birthed due to this. What else?
for
What else?
sure.
What else you want to do with this? I know you're still promoting it, but did it kind of, start some more flow juices flowing as far as being creative and stuff?
Man, the juices are flowing, man, like a hot steak on the barbecue. I tell you. I really, really want to tour this one out, and it's so hard. So what I plan to do is, well, just to speed things up here in the interview process here, I have another album releasing on May 21st.
Okay.
I'm hoping I can finish it. It's been the hardest project I've ever worked on. I'm playing a lot of guitar, bass. I have some congas and tambourine, like just I have some vocalists coming in. I have my wife singing on one of the songs.
Nice, nice.
I even pulled in some MCs from Sacramento to come in and do a few things. And I'm just not sure if it's right yet. I'm
Mhm.
not sure what songs I'm going to pluck out like I did with Conceptualize. There was one song I took out and put back in. Um, but it's this is definitely a huge challenge for me because I like synthwave. I like a lot of different genres, and I feel like I'm trying to cram too much in, or
Mhm.
maybe I'm rushing it because that's 5 months, and where this
Mhm.
other one took from February to November. So that's where I'm looking to do, but I want to do a show from my studio. I'm about to move from this house and move to a bigger house where I can expand my studio
Mhm.
and my clientele. But I'm going to do we're going to set up in the living room. So I have natural acoustics. I'm going to bring in a real drummer with a piccolo snare, because I like the kind of like the roots type of snare drums.
Mhm.
Um, and I'm going to see if I can perform the first album and elements from the new album to promote it. And we're going to
Nice.
live stream it. I got my buddy Billy Lane from 916 Junglist, who's actually a huge radio programmer here, great DJ. He's on my music label. He's going to come help me man the cameras and work my PreSonus mixer here and just get a nice tone. So I
Yeah.
have all the help I really need. I just need to rehearse.
Yeah.
And with COVID going on, I don't want to jeopardize anybody's health, and
Yeah.
including my family and myself. So
Yeah.
yeah.
That's the beauty of independence, right? Where you can make these decisions. You don't have to wait for
Mhm.
anybody to green light it. You can literally
That's
say it
right.
on I'm gonna do this on a Monday, and 3 weeks from now, it's a go. So that's the beautiful
It's
thing about
unbelievable. Like
it.
you think about like maybe 15, 20 years ago, you had to pay a lot of money to go into a music studio.
Mhm.
Whereas me being a touring musician, I was tired of going into the studios. to create the sound, right? And you tell, oh, that compressor is too hot when it hits, or the drums are not hidden right. Now I can just do it from this Native Instruments keyboard and my Slate digital headphones and my iPad, and play some bass, and not have to sample all the time. I can just create it myself and get the vision and put it into my ears and make it reality.
Yeah.
And then tweak it up. You know what I mean? Remix your own stuff. It's fun, man. I'm telling you, I love producing. I love producing other folks. That's why I do mix and mastering on the side, because I love to hear a gem. Like, I like to hear something that's not quite polished turn into a gem. You know what I mean? So I do a lot of favors for folks, but it's work for sure.
As an artist, do you enjoy being that we're in COVID? Like you said, you can't do the sit in the studio and kind of go over ideas together. Do you not like that part, or do you love the part where you're, sitting with that person right there and you guys can really brainstorm together?
Oh man. Oh, I love the interaction with people coming into the studio for sure, man. I have my microphone right here. I use a Slate digital microphone where I can emulate any type of microphone, and just having the energy and watching them excites me, because if they're at home, they don't quite feel the music that you would. Because I got my headphone amplifier, I got reverb for their vocals. You got to have them in the studio. So I made accommodations where I can spread things out a little bit more. We take our breaks, get some air, they go out and smoke and do their thing, come back energized and juiced. I have the lights going on, you can see it in the background. I got some pink lights going on here, but I can change it any color. And I ask them, how you feeling? Like, how you feeling today? You need some coffee, let's get you excited about this session. And most of the time we come out with something that's pretty polished. And so that's what I'm hoping to do with this next album. It's still, I'm really picky about this next one. We'll see.
Definitely. Hey, well, you don't have to rush it, man. You can put it back in the slow cooker and let it keep cooking.
Yes, yes, you can.
Don't put too much pressure on yourself. So besides your project, are you working with anybody else currently outside of your work?
Sure.
And you don't have to give it out, because I know that's artists are sensitive about that stuff. But you still working on that other stuff though, huh?
I am working. I have produced a lot of people. I've also ghost wrote tracks for folks in LA. I've collaborated with my buddy Roving Jewel. Roving Jewel is what actually got me started with Conceptualize. There's one of a friend of a friend said, hey, you know what? I got this dude who's doing like kind of conscious hip hop instrumentals. And he came with me with this album. And it was some white dude from the South, man. Had an accent and everything. And I didn't even meet him. We talked over chat and over email and stuff. And he sent me his stems. I mixed the album for him. And this was 2019, end of 2019. And I was like, these beats are sick. And it just needed a little bit of my spices on there. So I have my gate and compression type of technique that I used on his album, and it just turned things around for his sound. He liked it so much. He got a lot of attention. He brought me another album. This time he got folks, he got some MCs on there that had some big, heavy names, and so I decided to put out my album because I did his albums using the techniques and all the presets I saved from his session. It helped really create the sessions I had. So shout out to Roving Jewel. Check out his album, 38th Expansion. He's got vinyl and everything.
Nice. Yeah. Nice, man. Well, how about this, man? Social media. What's the best way we can have everybody follow your journey right now?
Yeah, for sure, man. Instagram is Andrew.Lozano. I have 3 Instagrams for whatever reason. You just collect them over the years, right? You can check out Freaky Music Group too. That's my label, FREQY musicgroup.com. I have my website up. It's up to date. You can check out some of the artists. Check me out. I have artist profiles on there, which are great. Some music videos from some of the drum and bass and hip hop artists. Or you can find me on Facebook, Andrew Lozano. Look for this face. I have 3 of those going on. I have Twitter, but I'm not really on there. There's too much drama for your mom on there. So,
me too. Yep. Agreed. Twitter's my automatic feed. That's what it just shows what's playing on the station. I don't even get in there that much.
Yeah, man. And the music is on Spotify. I got music on Bandcamp, all the major outlets, basically. Including TrackSource.
Definitely, man. Well, I can tell you this, man. I definitely enjoyed the project. It's like I said, I love listening to it.
Mhm.
I even, like I said, I had some of my MC friends hit me up as far as that. So don't be surprised if I start sending people your way just to, kick the tires a little bit.
It happens, man. It happens more than I like it to see
Yeah.
it, but it's good, man. The collaboration this year has been very strong with musicians, and I'm
Mm.
hoping that I can get some bigger names. I mean, I was trying to get, God bless his soul, man. I was trying to get MF Doom.
Mm.
I had a specific track for this cat, and the week I was about to send it over to his management, this happens.
Yeah.
Or send it to his wife or whatever.
Yeah.
I was crushed,
Yeah.
crushed. I
Yeah.
really wanted to collab with this cat. We would have had something big, man.
Yeah. Yeah. I love Doom's, the way he died is the way he lived. He went out mysteriously just like he lived. So it was kind of poetic
Amazing.
justice,
Yeah, yeah, for sure, man. And
Mm.
I'm hoping to bring it on this next one here. I have a track dedicated to him. I haven't talked to anybody about it yet, but it's something that it doesn't sound like him,
Mhm,
but it's
mhm.
something that reminds me of him. You know, yeah, I don't want to get into details. I'll just
Yeah,
have to
yeah, no, no, no
show
problem,
it
no
to
problem.
you guys
Yeah, absolutely.
sometimes. Yeah.
Well, definitely, man. You are officially an alumni of the mixtape show. You know what I mean? Whenever anything happens and you want to promote it, definitely come back. Reach
Mhm.
out. Easy
Oh
to
yeah,
get a hold of. Just say, hey man, I want to come on, give me a 10-minute slot, and let's talk about it. And the door is always open for you, man.
I appreciate you, man. Like
All right.
always, man. I thank you guys for supporting us musicians, underground musicians too.
No,
So
no problem. No problem. Anybody you want to shout out before we get out of here?
just shout out to all the producer underground house producers out there, in San Jose. Arturo Garces, he's really pumping it out for Jump Recordings. Um, just a bunch of house cats out there, man. Mark Farina, for bringing life back to house music and keeping it real. Shout out to my wife and my kids and all the family and friends that are watching the show. Keep up, man. Just keep on pumping those tracks and get your tracks done. Don't let them sit on the sideline. Get at me. I'll help
There
you
you go.
out.
There you go.
Yeah.
Definitely, man. Definitely. And how can they do that? What's the best way they can get a hold of you to do that?
You can reach me on again, I mentioned my Facebook.
Mhm.
You can DM me there. A lot of people shoot me their projects. Hey, what do you think about this? In fact, there's somebody right there and right on
Uh-huh.
my phone too.
Right on the
I get it
dot.
all the time, and I don't mind. I'll listen, I'll critique, and I'll tell you what's up.
Uh-huh.
And if we do need to go that mix and mastering route, I have the services available to you. Not too busy, but I do have some projects that I need to get finished first.
Mhm.
But yeah, Andrew Lozano, you can DM me on Facebook, or you can hit me up on my Instagram at andrew.lozano. I'll be more than happy to critique, listen to your music. Let's get you out there.
Definitely, definitely. Artists, if you're listening, yeah, producers are important, but your engineer is just as important. He's the one who makes the track wet. He's the one who, he or she are the ones who definitely give it that extra pop and zing. So you definitely want to
Mhm.
pick the right engineer. Definitely want to do that and spend that money and invest it. It's worth the
Mhm.
wait. All right.
Yeah, sure.
Definitely. Andrew, man, I appreciate you, brother. And like I said, man, this is home to you now. Whenever anything goes on, just come on back and let's talk about it again. All right.
I appreciate you, man.
All right. We'll be right back. Let's play a couple of songs off of this project and we'll be right back. All right.